It's the Sleepers Podcast. It's Tuesday, March 18th. You're probably shocked to be still hearing my voice and seeing my face. I'm still here, and I ain't leaving because my baby ain't coming yet. I don't know what's going on. Little fella must be locked in. Little fella must be honestly trying to do his pops a favor. I think that's what's going on, Cart.
Wait just a darn tootin' second. Little what?
I didn't mean to drop fella.
Hold on now.
I don't know the gender. I still think it's a girl, but I'm referring to my potential daughter as little fella right now.
Nah. Nah, what's that one phrase? What's the some yeah, the cat's out the bag. I was about to mess that up on purpose to say something stupid, but nah, that's too serious. The cat's out the bag.
We don't know. We truly do not know. But yeah, in the moment, like I just feel like this is little fella pulling a prank on me. Like, oh, I'm supposed to come out? I'm supposed to be here? Me? Just me? Like he's in there. Yeah, he's doing the silly face. I'm starting to think, Cart. Now I'm gonna say this and like be rushed into the hospital tonight. Starting to think my future child is gonna give me the first weekend. I think that's gonna happen this weekend.
That'd be kind of nice. The one thing though, if it did, like, if hospital trip did happen soon, obviously this is your second child, so you don't just like go right there and then it's like, okay, delivery begins, right? Like you would have some time to, you know, maybe throw on a show with the wife, maybe just kick it with the wife, maybe try to find a little bit of sleep, knowing that you're not going to sleep much coming up, or, or given the situation we're in, I'm just giving you time to lock in on your bracket, which would scare me because that's just you and the bracket staring at each other, and you're just deep diving into every little thing, and it could be special.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You know this from talking to me offline a little bit. This is like the most chaotic my brain has ever felt. It's a wild time in my life right now, trying to like make sure I'm being there for my wife and daughter and just fully present and focused in there while also trying to make sure like this sleepers enterprise that we've tried to build into something cool for March doesn't just like disappear when I disappear. Feel like I'm not sleeping at all anyway, as is. I feel like I might oddly get more sleep when this baby comes somehow than I have in the last 3 days. But here we are, man. Gotta embrace it. I feel like I'm a mid-major. I'm the 16th seed that drew Auburn. And Chad Baker Mazara screaming. And what am I like? I gotta just enjoy it. I gotta sit here and find a way. You
Yeah,
know?
you were on the selection show. You made it. It's fun. Um, Also, now that you're at this point, do we push the envelope?
What does that mean?
I mean, you're a new country club member, gonna be 63 in Portage on Tuesday. Do we get 9?
I got 18 on Friday.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do we push the limits now? Do we go for a quick 9 on Tuesday?
Shot at 93, by the way. It's pretty nice. Pretty
At the
good.
Moors?
At the Moors, yeah.
Dang, son.
It's a good day. I had a birdie putt on two that I was devastated I smoked. But
Okay, but I'm 63 and sunny.
yeah, true. Very true. How are you? How's morale in your life?
What do you mean, how's morale in my life?
Well, you had a good birthday, I think. Saturday evening, it looked like.
Yeah, but I could lose you at any moment, and then it's like I'm ready. I could say I'm ready, but it's also like I'm a it's what's that tweet? That moment where you become important at your job where you didn't really see it coming. Like that's impending for me.
Yeah, it is. It is. Luckily, you have Dion and Jacob and Ralph and Riley and everybody else to help out a little bit.
So here's the thing. I love those guys. They're not you.
I'm so flattered right now, man.
I got you, man.
Honestly,
Listen.
people won't believe this. Dion's the closest thing you could possibly get to me. Like that's my like soul sibling.
You're
You know?
so-
Yeah,
you
like
would
people have like soul sisters. That's my I don't know how to describe. I feel like my mind and body and soul are the same as Dion's.
You know what? That kind of aligns with what I see on a daily
Yeah, and
basis.
you see him already stepping up. He's running the March games. Like I think Dion is your me this week,
That
Hart, and you work with that and figure it out.
that works for me.
I just realized when you left on paternity leave, Dion became my you.
Yeah,
Is Dion the only human being on Earth capable of being both you and I?
I think so because he operates like you mentally, and then whenever he's on anything like sleepers related, everyone's like, "Who's this second Carter?"
You know, the thing is, I truly don't think there's another human being on the planet that is capable of the abilities that you and I both uniquely possess. But Dion is. He can be you, he can be me. Does that make him the most powerful one of all of us?
Yeah, there's a world where Dion overthrows us completely.
Yeah, we might honestly need to like cut this off before like I feel like I just discovered like if Dion wanted to, he could put us out of business.
Yeah, comment down below if we should fire Dion.
There we go. All right. Episode formatting today. Yesterday we did our fill out our bracket episode. It was a very unique format. Today we're going to get back to a more traditional format. We'll do comments in the front. We'll do a one big thing at the end. In between, we're going to do four segments, one segment per region. And then I've got a bunch of basically quick hitters that I want from you for each region. Matchup you most want to see, player to watch, Cinderella team, good draw, bad draw, bold prediction for the region. So just give you a little more X's and O's. We've both had a night to actually do the research on this now, and I'm excited to dive into the weeds a little more in previewing the first rounds of the NCAA tournament. But first, start us off with a YouTube comment, please.
You're excited to dive into the weeds.
Sure, Cart.
We need to refresh sayings, man.
You want to give me a list of updated sayings?
I mean, not right now, but I probably come maybe like and actually after the season, I'm gonna have a list of like 15 like phrases that just need to be updated.
Okay.
And also for anyone that watches this, they know I won't. You'll probably never hear about this ever again. But anyways, let's go to the YouTube comment of the day. Shout out to everybody for tapping into YouTube. Had some really good feedback and engagement on all the conference tournament stuff. Also, shout out to everyone who was a part of that, by the way. Like lot went into that. Team delivered on that. Shout out to everybody who was a part of that. Let's go. Let's go with. hmm. Actually, I'd like to ask this question. Indiana got Jason Rhodes commented this. Indiana got screwed big time. They should have been in over UNC and Xavier. So I ask you, Greg, as the one who looks for justice for Woody at all times, which by the way, when it came down to it, I won the last dance, Michael. Enjoy retirement. Um, should Indiana have been in the tournament?
Yes,
How
they should have.
confident was that yes?
How confident?
Yeah, like is that like a I mean, yeah, is that like a yes?
No, like this bubble sucked, but they were better than Carolina. So yeah, I think they robbed the world of seeing if Woodson could like make a really uncomfortable run.
Yeah, I guess I could be there. Shout out to the YouTube. Shout out to YouTube comments. Shout out to YouTube compliancy. Um, I'm always for you guys. I will forever be for you guys. I'm your biggest advocate. Call me Big Compliance. Let's go to the Discord comments. Please join the Discord. The Discord is one of the best ways to support us over here at Sleepers for $9.99 a month. You can join on your desktop. The link is in the description of our Twitter. We're also doing some really cool things, like with March games that are going on in there right now. So really great time to one, support us, and two, join to the Sleepers Discord and take advantage of those things. And also, at the heart of it, you always get your comments read. At least most of the time, you get your comments read. I try. I don't know. Um, let's go to the Discord comments. We are going to start with. It's been a little time off here. I got to make sure I get to the right one. Okay. Let's start. Let's start here. Burner. Actually, sorry. Let's start here. T. Steffi. Favorite Cinderella run. Mine will always be 2010 Butler. If Hayward hit that last shot, that might have been the greatest game-winning shot in March Madness history. What's your favorite Cinderella run?
Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is the George Mason run with
Mhm.
Larinaga. That was when I was still in like my formative college basketball fan years, and I just remember Pops Mensa Bosa.
Wow, what a pull right there. Didn't he rock the headband?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pull. I don't have any favorite Cinderella runs. I don't like when Cinderella makes runs. I like when Cinderellas like make Sweet 16s. I don't like when Cinderellas like make runs to the Final Four.
Yeah, true. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I get that shit out of here. Burner 605. Are the Iowa players that transfer all going to win a ton of games at their next stop? I feel like they might.
I don't think so. I don't think there's much Brock Harding and Owen Freeman winner stuff there. Good pieces.
Yeah, makes sense. Um, T Steffi, hey guys, I drove back from our road trip in a nasty dust storm and a wildfire outbreak in Texas and Oklahoma. I've chased tornadoes, hailstorms, blizzards, and that one of the most intense driving experiences I've had in quite some time. I was wondering if y'all ever storm chased before, or if have ever wanted to. If that's a yes, then whenever you guys are in OKC during a tornado season, hit me up and we'll go full Glenn Powell from Twisters.
So, big time staple of who I am as a person. I have one rule that my heart lives by. If there's a storm coming, go away from it.
Yeah.
That I use that as a metaphor and a literal sense. I've never understood anyone who's like, "Ooh, tornado, let's go closer to that." I
Yeah,
value my life.
yeah. I'm. I mean, I'll answer this pretty. Steph, I'm not white. Like, I mean, jokingly, this has always been like a funny joke. Comedians use it all the time. It's like, when something happens, white people inherently are like, "Oh, I want to go see like why people are running from that. Like, I want to find the source of the issue. If there's a storm, if I see people running, I'm gonna run too." And Greg, before you say something stupid about me running,
Hold on.
um,
It's not a bit.
not a bit. Okay,
Yeah, I
we might be having a scenario here where Gregory is possibly having a baby live right now on Sleepers. Um,
It's a bit. It's a bit.
oh, you come on.
It's a bit. It was all a bit. I got you. I had to. I've been wanting to do that for weeks.
You did it at a bad time though,
Why?
because I had an inkling that it was a bit because literally our wives are texting in the group right now.
Yeah, I know.
So bad bid execution
Do
by
you
you.
do you still fell for it though?
I mean, I had to. I
Cut the
could just
tape.
I'd let you bid it up. But anywho, moving on, we have ourselves a flurry here. Shout out to Malik Perry. First off, MSU good win against Baylor. This team keep making me believe in them even more. Wisconsin good win. They deserve that victory. Akins, keep your head high. Good win against Baylor. MSU didn't play Baylor. Malik just needs to get it together. Okay. Malik, once again, don't Purdue losing actually helps them with Braden is going to play 38 minutes, maybe even more is going to get tired come March?
Yeah.
Yeah, get some rest.
Yeah. Need
Should
some
have been.
rest.
Should have been having rest. Last one, Malik Perry. Should Selection Sunday be like the NBA draft? Have coaches say a few words and then the team's top players answer questions or keep it as it is?
I don't think anything about the selection show should change. I think it is one of the only media yearly annual institutions that has not been ruined by now. And I applaud everyone involved. They get right to it. There's no selection show. Ooh, let's do 15 minutes of like banter before we actually just start revealing the regions. That's what everyone's there for. I appreciate the fact that they do it. It's one of the only things that I feel like doesn't get spoiled. Like you don't see Woj and Shams and everybody come out with the matchups and the seeds before the committee actually does it. And I thought this year their tribute to Greg Gumbel was perfect. That was
And dog,
shaking.
the Gumble one almost had me crying in the club for real. That was really well done.
I was gonna ask you this too. I don't know how quickly I'm allowed to like make light of this, but I don't think I'm making light of it. I think I'm just in my own way celebrating the greatness that is Greg Gumbel. Am I allowed to take that black screen obituary that said Greg loved March Madness and use that as like a Twitter banner because that's basically all I've ever needed.
Yeah, what's your current Twitter banner?
Let me check.
I see. I try to update mine like every once in a while. I don't know what mine currently. Can you look at what mine is too?
Yeah. Wasn't yours like don't let the fat boy get hot for a while?
Yeah, that's what it was. That Jokic quote for a minute.
Mine is literally just some trees with a little Tykes hoop.
Is this supposed to be that video? That's supposed to be the picture of us doing the dunk at
Yeah, it
the.
is.
But it's probably bad.
Sleeper's profile is KD's tweet that says, I've accepted that most people will die haters. I think you must have changed that at
Yeah,
some
that's
point.
me. Yeah, that's me.
And then, oh yeah, your Twitter header right now is the screenshot of my group text with my Michigan friends that said, Big dog, deceptively massive. He's a legit five.
That's my greatest life accomplishment.
It was nice. They loved you.
I can't get over that. Okay. To answer your question, you can use that
Okay,
Twitter.
cool. Thank you.
Um, the Big Burner 605. The Big Ten is more fun when the good programs are good. When will Indiana act their age?
Ooh, not for a while.
You think that's given like what the coaching hires like going towards?
I don't know.
Because in my head, you say a while, but also we've seen like these programs struggle and then they hire a coach and they just flip things around. Like if they have the resources, they get the right players, it can be done. All right.
Who does that?
Pat Kelsey.
Doc told me that Dusty's dream job was Bloomington.
You and Doc's rivalry going out of discourse always.
You know, there's a
It's
fun fact that Indiana's never won the Big Ten tournament.
never.
I've seen my team do it 4 times in like 15 years. But then again, I've also seen my team make multiple national title appearances in the last 13 years. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Doc, one day, some coach with a pulse will consider actually coaching your overrated institution.
I Maynor. Shalapari beat the ACC Coach of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year with his best player gone on 2 days' notice with no practice time. It's amazing what recruiting the brotherhood and just rolling a ball on the court for practice can do for a guy. Shout out to my guy, Duka Koncic.
Yeah, Shalapari doing Shalapari things. Reminder that that was an endearing phrase by us. Coach Cal is a legend. We've always believed in we still believe in Coach Cal.
Yes.
So shout out to Shalapari for taking care of business this year against Pat Kelsey, Hubert Davis, and Brad Brownell. He really dominated them, Cart.
UConn 99. It's been a year since joining the Sleepers Discord, and I have to say, it's made this past season much more enjoyable, even with the losses. Not sure how far UConn will go this year in the NCAA tourney, but the Discord games will make it even more fun. With that being said, I just want the other game players to not turn their backs on me because I am the best effing player in these games.
Yeah, I think that checks out.
Shout out to UConn 99, man. Shout out to everyone in the Discord for real. It is a truly a fun place to be um when I'm there.
It's
Isaiah
really
from
fun this time of year. And on that note, I want to shout out some new members again because I think a lot of people are joining for the March games right now. But some new members I've seen here: Slim Sparty, Betamax 3000, TBD, Top Saucer, Ryan H17. Welcome, everybody. It is truly really fun to be in the Discord during this month of March and honestly into the early off season. Like March through June, I think are the most fun months to be a member of this community. And there's just a lot of entertaining discussion at all times and fun games that we're putting together right now.
yeah, I couldn't have said it better. Isaiah from NYC. Shout out to Sleepers, the number one college basketball podcast currently. March is here. Red Storm up. Shout out to Isaiah from NYC. Shout out to St. John's for having a great year for
You know,
Isaiah. He's been trying to say that all season.
some nights I get ready to go to bed and I feel good about myself and my program and my year that I've had saving the Big Ten. And then I remember that Isaiah from NY and Spartan Dog 101 had better seasons than I did. And they were the most right people in the Discord this year.
Yeah, they tried to tell people.
It's impressive.
They tried to tell folks. Let's see. UConn 99. Sounds like UConn, along with many other teams, will have large amounts of offseason changes. Thoughts on if Hurley's looking to start over and would be okay with Kamani Young or Luke Murray getting a head coaching job this year?
That little handshake line with Creighton was a body language PhD moment for me.
How so?
There was just some Hurley, Luke Murray, the way they handled Greg McDermott getting testy. It was not the most connected. Like it was like Hurley was just like, fuck this dude. And then Luke Murray was kind of like, it wasn't me. What are you talking about me? It wasn't me. I would never do that. It wasn't exactly like standing on Hurley's business there. So I don't know. They're great candidates that probably should have left last year and didn't. I will be intrigued if they decide enough is enough at the end of this year.
Yeah. War Chant, happy birthday, Carter. Thank you, War Chant. Purdue Fox. I don't know where else to post my apology to Bill Self, but and I'll lock back in by Thursday. But I clowned him last year for his comments about thinking about the next year for over a month. I'm sorry, Bill. I get it. Okay, I'm locked back in for the tourney. I think that's in reference to Purdue thinking about next year.
Wow.
Interesting. Let's see. UConn 99 again. I never understood why teams that win their end of year tournament will be placed in a play-in game in Dayton. Do you think winning the tournament should make a team immune from the play-in game? What team won the tournaments on the? Oh, are they talking about like there's some like lower level schools that are at the play-in because they won their tournament?
Or he's talking about like the true play-in games, right?
Yeah, but which one of those teams won their conference tournament?
Yeah, I guess none.
It's
That
got to be
that
like one of
that's
those
not
six.
how it works, right? If you win the
Yeah.
conference tournament, you get through to the real dance.
Well, I think some of the 16 seeds, they have to, though that's part of the plan. They win their conference tournament. They have to play to be the 16 seed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That does feel a little bit messed up. War Chant. Who is a better matchup for Illinois, Texas or Xavier? Trust your assessment and will root accordingly. For the purposes of making an improbable run, I am thinking the best draw for the Illini. I am thinking this is the best draw the Illini could ask for. Games in Milwaukee with a fan base that will travel there and do the dream and make it to the Sweet 16. Indy is a dream draw in terms of location.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Illinois got an awesome draw. That's gonna make it sting more if you don't capitalize on it.
Yeah, if I am Illinois, I'd rather play Texas than Xavier.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I just think I mean, but also like I think you should beat both of those teams. But
I'm not
I'm
buying
going
the
to
Xavier hype that people are
yeah,
pushing.
I'm unfortunately I'm probably gonna pick Xavier. I'm gonna find a way to do it, but I think that Illinois fans should be feeling good about their draw.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I Maynard. If the committee thought the ACC was so bad, Louisville deserved an 8 seed. Why did UNC even deserve a spot in the tournament? They didn't.
Did
We shall no
not.
longer speak on that.
Yep.
War Chant. Want to get to Sunday game against Kentucky. Been waiting 41 years to get revenge for the Elite Eight game at Rupp Arena that changed the NCAA rules forever. Dickie Beal is still traveling. Long time to wait for revenge. I am just that petty. First time I cried about a devastating sports loss in my life.
What
I
was the
can
first
bet.
time you cried?
From a sports loss,
Yeah.
probably my last high school basketball game or last college game too.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever like cried off of like a team I support, like they lost or something or won.
I'm trying to think if I have. Only when I was really little, I think. Like I think I was so little at this point. I was still a Michigan football fan. The Appalachian State loss, I remember like sobbing. But I think I was like 9. I don't think
Yeah.
being a real human being I've cried. The most despair I felt after a loss, this was an existential crisis. I was a freshman at Michigan State, March Madness favorite time of year. Trey Burke's freshman year, they were the 4 seed against Ohio. And this was when I was still very much trying to be a Michigan State fan, feeling it out. And I watched Michigan lose to Ohio. And I remember at this point I was hiding the fact that I was a Michigan fan from
Mm.
everybody in my like dorm that I was very close friends with. And after they lost, I was just so sad. I walked outside and those hoops that like Greg Kelser and Magic Johnson took pictures hooping on years ago were the hoops right outside my dorm room. And I just shot free throws by myself until 3 in the morning, really, really sadly contemplating my worthless life of being a Michigan State student who was sad over a Michigan loss.
My word.
Yeah.
Okay. I've definitely been sad and had despair about losses. The Michigan State Middle Tennessee one always just will eat at me forever. I thought that Michigan State team really had a chance to. Anywho, um, let's see. Isaiah from NYC. What are your cheat meals? Also, is a grilled chicken Caesar wrap a cheat meal?
I've never eaten a chicken Caesar wrap,
You
so I
don't
don't
like?
know.
Do you like Caesar salad?
I don't like Caesar dressing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like dressing at all, right? Am I correct?
I'll do like a little Greek dressing, but in general, no. I'm not a ranch guy, not a Caesar guy. Don't like it.
Okay, so I love a good grilled chicken Caesar wrap. Frank's Deli and Eastern Market in Michigan has a great one, downtown Detroit. Also, there's a new spot in Birmingham, Michigan called Terra that does a chicken Caesar sandwich made with like a chicken cutlet. Phenomenal. My usual cheat meal is something involving like wings, like some type of wings. I'll get like Wingstop or like Detroit Wing Company, with like the fries. That's probably my typical cheat meal. I would say, um, and it's not a cheat meal because I'll eat that every day. Who cares? Fuck it. Um, Mutant Matt made an off-season bet with a buddy that Purdue would repeat as Big Ten champions in 2025. Loser must buy the winner a steak dinner at the restaurant of the winner's choice. It's been a long, devastating road since this wager's inception, ending with the sadness and humility for me. Some are saying the bet was bold. Some might say it was idiotic. Some would even say it was insane. Some would be right. My so-called buddy preemptively itemized his order with a shit-eating grin on his stupid punchable face. I get to watch this dude gloat over a massive bone-in ribeye with a baked potato. He said he's not even going to eat the baked, but he wants one on his plate out of sheer obligation with a wedge salad or a French onion soup to start and a Manhattan to wash it down with. Cart, I believe you have stated that you're not a huge red meat guy. So if you gentlemen were to make a similar gentlemanly wager, what would be your respective ideal meals?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I might need you to go first so I can think on this.
What would be my ideal meal that I would make? Oh, see, because I don't like red meat, and honestly, I don't like fancy food places either. Like, I'm not trying to even eat at a fancy place. Those places piss me off. So, like, if Greg was trying to get back at me, he would take me to a tapas place. That would
Huh?
eat at me. If he was a Big Ten champ and I had to like buy him tapas and watch him just go through small plates, I would hurt myself. Um, but I'm trying to think what would annoy Greg for me to eat. I don't know, probably like a fish dinner or something. Like I
Uh,
think it would annoy you to watch me eat fish sticks.
yeah, it would. I feel like me dragging you to like an actual cheesecake factory and then just ordering like the dumbest things and then like just bringing Chips Ahoy to the Cheesecake Factory and eating them for dessert at the table, that would be the number one way to annoy you.
Yeah, that would get to me. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mutant Man for making that bet.
That's fun.
Pikel, please. Two more things here. You guys ready for the next couple weeks? I'm back with the trivia. I think this is a good one. Since 2000, what team has the most tournament losses to double-digit seeds?
It's 2000.
What team has the most tournament losses to double-digit seeds? I think it's either Purdue or Kentucky.
My initial thought was Purdue. I'm gonna go Purdue.
I'm gonna go Purdue as well. Wisconsin
Whoa!
with 7.
I didn't expect that.
Neither did I? Huh.
Go Montana.
I appreciate the trivia that Pikel please brings to the Discord, by the way. I enjoy those. Last one, same old Lions. Greg, I know you're I know you're up listening. Now that Michigan has won the Big Ten tournament, I can admit I was rooting against you against Wisconsin. One of the Big Ten to only be MSU's after the lame ass Dusty antics. That said, where can I buy my green and white Save the Big Ten shirt? P.S. Hope the baby and Mal are happy and healthy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I understand there were a lot of Michigan State fans doing this in jest. But I don't care. We did this together. I'm here to be a connector and bring us all in for a big group hug, as I have been all season long. I said we'd do it together. We did do it together. My Spartans got it done. Your Wolverines got it done, and now we're both champions. If you want to argue over whose championship means more, I will not partake in those discussions. And LJ Kaysen, I love you, but stop trolling the team that beat us twice. Please stop doing that. Let's just lock in for the offseason and get back in the lab.
Yeah, Jake. 1-2 step in the box. Yeah, Jake, that song's fire, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. That does it for the Discord comments today.
Join the Discord. It's a great time to do it. Last chance probably to get in the March games would be like today. So join the Discord, $9.99 a month. Give it a shot. All right, that's it. Let's get to our segments today, Cart. Let us start today with a South region breakdown. We're going to go in depth on this much more than we did with our immediate reaction show yesterday. So, as I alluded to at the beginning of the pod, I've got 6 superlatives or 6 questions for you on each region. We'll go through the South region first and answer them. If you want our broad overview of the region or game by game picks, we've got that out on the Monday edition of this show. But today we're going to do something a little more creative. Why are you smirking?
Because I had self realization as I was doing this, Greg. Because for those who don't know, March is a high stress environment for Sleepers Media. Also, a little bit more high stress with what's going on with your life, with the impending birth and things like that. I was gonna do some stupid bit about how I'm just not gonna answer the questions you asked, but I'm not gonna do that.
What does that mean?
Like you would have asked me a question like, "What's your bold prediction?" I'd be like, "I don't have one," and I just kept on doing that until it made you upset.
I mean, that would make me very upset. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that though.
Okay, thanks.
Let's get to the segment.
You want to do the segment now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Do you have any more hypothetical ways to disrupt the segment that you'd like to share before we do?
No.
Okay. Cool. Let's start with the matchup you most want to see. Give me any potential game that could happen in the South region that you most hope happens. There's an obvious answer here for you, right?
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
It's Michigan State Auburn.
No, it's not. It's Michigan State, Michigan for you.
Why would that be the one I want to see the most?
Because you own the team. I'd assume you would love a chance to get your rival one more time with a Final Four on the line.
Yeah, yeah, one might say, but
Oh
also
no, are you scared?
no, I'm not scared at all. I'm very much in an area where I would love my team's mental. I mean, obviously, I'd love my team's mental makeup against y'all because it wouldn't be an issue. But the mental makeup of this team being an underdog against Auburnness and their craziness is I want that. I embrace that possibly happening and I welcome it.
Okay, fair. I'm shocked that your answer just isn't an automatic Michigan, Michigan State. That would be my answer if I was a Michigan State fan. I think
Well,
it,
wouldn't that end the pod?
no.
Yes it would because it 1,000% would because us beating you in that spot would really not do anything. That's us just beating y'all for a third time. If you deny me a chance to go to the Final Four in Dusty's first year, I don't know if I'd be able to show face on here every single day, G. I
See,
wouldn't be able to.
that's the thing. It would only end us if my team won. If Michigan State won, I know what this is like losing to y'all. I would show up and say it's my Spartans and I love this team. What a special run. But yeah, you're right. If God forbid the 1% happened where Michigan stole that from you, then we would cease to exist. So
Yeah.
but by default, that's you being scared. Because if you even think there's a 1% chance of that, and that's the reason you're not picking Michigan State, I can now hang that above your head.
I am unequivocally not scared of y'all.
Okay. All right. My answer, I like Michigan State Auburn as well. It'd be fun to see the toughness matchup there. I'm gonna go homerish though. I want to see Michigan Yale for two reasons. Danny Wolf versus his old program, I think would be awesome. And two, I need a Yale upset to prevent Texas A&M from destroying my team.
That'd be so funny too, because it would literally just be you're just going through your former players' teams.
Yeah, I want to see that happen.
That's incredible.
It'd be fun. Okay. Down the list of my other questions. Give me a player to watch in this region.
Mm. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna go with Curtis Jones. I'm gonna go with Curtis Jones from Iowa State, given that he's gonna be. I mean, we saw what he was able to do in the Big 12 tournament. You and I have gone back and forth about him possibly being the best guard on Iowa State, who maybe necessarily doesn't get the opportunity he needs given the other guards on the team. Now with Keyshawn Gilbert out, Tamin Lipsey possibly hindered a little bit. I think it's a big moment for him to step up and light up the NCAA tournament.
I don't hate that answer whatsoever. I was gonna try and use like mid-major players here, just to like highlight some people
You
might
got,
not know about,
you
but
got to go with the one then.
Ogna Savage for Lipscomb,
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, or you could go with the one that everyone knows.
Donovan Dent.
Yeah,
Yeah, Donovan Dent stud. I like that. He could do like a Kemba-esque, like just put New Mexico on his back and win a couple games. That would be the path there. But I'm gonna do my go-to though, Cart. Once again, I'm hyping up Yale. It's a pool party. John Poulikitis is back in the NCAA tournament, my friend. And you mentioned it, Danny Wolf had a stinker against Auburn last year, and they still won because John Poulikitis was unguardable. We get Poulikitis one more time, Cart. And I hope everyone enjoys watching my favorite lefty shooter go to work.
he's a bucket.
There's a world here where A&M just shoots like 10% from three, and Poulikitis is on fire again.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
could happen. Okay, Cinderella potential. It's got to be UC San Diego, right?
Why do I want to say Lipscomb more? Like Iowa State's missing one of their better players. We don't know if Lipsey's healthy. They're kind of limping into the tournament. Lipscomb has killers. I don't know. I'm starting to like flip on UC San Diego, G, and I don't know if it's you getting in my head. But like this team is small as shit.
Yeah, they are. I don't know that Lipscomb has like win two games potential, which is what I'm after here. So I'm gonna
Okay.
stick with San Diego. If they beat Michigan, I do think they could beat A&M. But
I mean, you want to know the real scary answer here, what it might be, right?
who's that?
The playing teams.
I don't think so.
You don't think there's a world where North Carolina does it?
I don't think so, Cart.
Okay.
I don't think so. Although maybe, but I don't think so. What team got the best draw in this region?
Mm. I'm gonna say Michigan State.
I think so too. I think the top half is so messy that you've got to choose somebody from the bottom. And given Iowa State's injuries, Michigan State has a pretty open path.
Yeah. Would second
Yeah.
be Texas A&M, actually?
No, because I think Yale's scary for them.
Okay.
I think all of the first round games are scary for the top half for
Yeah,
both
that's fair.
sides.
That's fair.
So yeah, Michigan State feels like the cakewalk to me. Bad draw, got to be Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
Got to be Michigan. And then bold prediction. Anything you want in this? What will happen in this region?
Uh, Ole Miss makes the Sweet 16.
Yeah, you and I both have that in our bracket. But I guess maybe this isn't that bold. I don't think there will be any upsets beyond New Mexico. I think it'll be all chalk one, two, three, four, five, six, eight seeds in the second round in this region.
I can see that.
Everybody's talking up the Cinderellas. I don't think so. I think it gets chalky. Okay, there you have it. That's our South region. We're going to do the next three regions next. To the East region. What's the matchup in the East that you most want to see?
I mean, for me, it's got to be BYU VCU. Oh, sorry. No, matchup we most want to see. My apologies. Let me do this correctly. Um, I actually want to see BYU versus Bama in the sweets. I think it'd be what in the Sweet 16 for a chance to go to the Elite Eight. I really want to see BYU get to that point. I think a lot of people, even myself, I first saw that VCU matchup and I was like, I'm feeling a little iffy about that. As I dove a little bit deeper into it, I actually feel pretty good about BYU in that matchup, and I would just like to see BYU take on Bama in that spot. I think BYU's been one of the better teams in the country, and I think I'd like to see them make a run in this one, at least to the Elite Eight.
I like that answer from you. I shout that. I think that'd be wildly entertaining. I'm gonna take the easy bait here. Caleb Love against Duke in the Sweet
Mm.
16 has to happen. It would rob us all of just a potential crazy moment. Like I'm not a guy that loves watching Caleb Love. I love watching Caleb Love against Duke.
We
The
already
only
saw
time
that.
I've ever
We
needed to
already
take
saw
a
that this year.
the only time I've ever needed to take a lap around the arena at the Final Four to collect myself was when Caleb Love was trying to take down Duke in the Final Four a couple of years ago. It's just the most exciting thing that could happen, and with those type of stakes, it would be insane for the Cooper Flag best Duke team ever against Caleb Love as the reason to take it down. Man, David versus Goliath would be fun. Player to watch. Anybody in this region? Who you got?
Ooh, player to watch in this region. It's between Hogard and Valdez. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with Jackson Shelstad. I think that Jackson Shelstad is in a spot where he could possibly have himself a run that gets Oregon to the Sweet 16, and then maybe they match up with Duke in that spot, and Shelstad's just that special. I just think that Shelstad has the special March run ability. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Jackson Shelstad.
Shellstad was one of two picks for me. I will throw out the obvious one. If you haven't been paying attention to BYU, Richie Saunders is the superstar in this sport that nobody's talking about. He's just a true engine. He's kind of like the Big 12's John Tonji, where you just get in the ball and he gets to the free throw line. He can give you 25 a night if needed. I love him. I think he's going to have a huge tournament. Also, throw out Marshallonis from St. Mary's is a guy that if you haven't watched a lot of, you're going to love him. He's been the West Coast Conference Player of the Year a couple years running, better than all the Gonzaga guys. So put some love on Marshallonis. Great point guard. Cinderella potential. This is the region I don't think there is any, but if there is one to keep an eye on, who do you think it would be?
Mm. I'm actually gonna go with Robert Morris as the one with the only potential, only because of Bama's injury concerns. And if they get past the first game, I feel good about whoever they would face in that 7-10 matchup, even though it'd be tough, of course, but I'm just not in love with any of the other like Cinderella-esque seeds in this region.
Robert Morris was actually my answer too. I'm not picking them. I'm not picking any big upsets in this region, but profile wise, they can frustrate Bam a little bit because they're good on the boards and they defend the 3-point line really well. They limit attempts.
Mhm.
That's not going to happen against Alabama, but it could cause some frustration points. So I think that's the correct answer. Good on you for landing on it. Who is the team with the best draw in this region?
Duke.
Think so?
Yeah, I just think this region's easy.
Yeah, that's probably the only answer. I think you're right. What about worst draw? Anybody that should be upset with their draw here? Probably BYU.
Probably BYU, yeah.
Yeah, just because of the turnover problems from VCU, and then you get a Wisconsin team that's pretty damn good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lastly, bold prediction for the East region.
Mm. We're a stand on business channel, correct?
Yes, we are.
My Badgers make it to the Elite Eight.
This is one I really disagree with. I don't think they're making a second weekend.
My Badgers do it.
I don't think so. I got BYU in the Elite Eight.
Mm. Okay.
Tough
I'm not
draw,
mad at that.
don't care. Great team. Tough teams beat tough draws.
Facts.
Next up is the Midwest region. Matchup you most want to see in this region.
Ooh.
There's a lot of good ones here.
Can you go first real quick? Because I'm deciding between two, and I think you might say it.
Illinois, Kentucky. Illinois,
Okay.
Kentucky. I need to see the boom or bust potential of these teams. While I will be frustrated that one of them has to win the game, I think it would deliver a game with a bunch of different wildly varying outcomes. And we would find out what both teams are really made of. We'll find out what Illinois' Lithuanian superstar and Croatian superstar are made of against some really old Kentucky dudes that have lived up to the bright lights. Really fun offense in that game. I'm in. I need it in the round of 32.
That's the right answer. That's what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna give you another one. Sicko pick. I actually want to see Clemson and Purdue matchup. I'm sorry, not Clemson and Purdue. Clemson and Houston. God damn it, Carter. Purdue and Houston. Jesus. God. March is marching me. I actually want to see Purdue get to Houston because I think everyone will pick Houston by an enormous amount, even myself. But I just want to see what that would look like. I think that'd be a good. I think it'd be a fun, interesting matchup to see which way it goes.
I do agree. I think I would be most curious of how
Yeah.
Braden Smith and TKR would handle the extreme physicality of Houston.
Yeah, that would pique my interest.
Yeah, and if they do, it'd be one of the most impressive things we've seen. So I would love that as well. Okay, player to watch.
Mm. William H. Riley.
Whoa.
Yeah, Will Riley, the best player on Illinois.
Wow. Okay. I'll give you two. Asa Newell. He's a dude that I think could beat Gonzaga. Legit lottery type. He's a star. He's won big games this year in the SEC. I have been impressed every time I've seen him. And honestly, Houston's great. I don't love their interior defense as much as I normally do. Like, I don't feel like they have some dominant big necessarily this year. They're just kind of a team of really scrappy forwards. There's a world where Asanul could have a couple big games and make things interesting. I'll also throw out Ryan Conwell. He's in the play in here, but he seems like the type of dude that could give teams fits.
Facts. Good pick.
Cinderella potential. I love the Cinderellas in this region.
Mm. Ooh, let's see here. I'm gonna go High Point. I'm gonna go High Point. I am very much gonna take a stand here that McNeese is gonna let people down this year. I'm gonna stay strong on that. I've said that on the bracket drive. I'm gonna stay strong on that again. So I'm gonna go High Point here.
So I have High Point winning in the first round. I also have McNeese winning in the first round, and I'm going to go with the team that I have winning that game. I have McNeese making a Sweet 16 the year after the year. I love when that happens with teams. Last year was supposed to be the year they fell short. Gonzaga beat them. Okay, Gonzaga's really good in the tournament normally. This year, I think they're just going to beat Clemson. I think they could be a better team than Clemson.
Solid pick.
Will Wade coaching for a job. I like it. Who has a good draw here?
Ooh, that's a good draw here. Tennis. Oh, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's a good answer, right?
Yeah, like the 3 seed has issues, the 6 seed has issues. It's Mick Cronin. Yeah, I love Tennessee's draw.
I'll flip it on you. I do think it's basically everyone in the lower half has a good draw, whether Illinois, Kentucky, or Tennessee. I will say this: Kentucky swept Tennessee. If I'm a Kentucky fan, I'm sitting here. I'm not afraid of Illinois, and I'm not afraid of Tennessee. And then all of a
Mm.
sudden, you look up and you're in an Elite Eight with Mark Pope with this team feeling confident.
That's a good pick. That's solid. They
I think
did get decent
Kentucky has the
sized
good
games.
draw. What about bad draw, Cart?
Uh, hmm. Honestly, I was on my first pick. I was gonna say McNeese, just given because I think Clemson just does a lot of things that it's hard on McNeese. I'm gonna say Houston though. The fact that they could go get to the second game and match up with a top 10 Ken Pom team as a one seed, I'm gonna say that's a bad draw.
I'm actually going to go Clemson here. I think McNeese is one of the best mid majors in the sport, and then if you win, you're either getting another one of the best mid majors in the sport, or you're getting a Purdue team, which respectfully, Braden Smith and TKR, isn't that just the souped up version of Chase Hunter and Ian Shefflin?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Ain't that the same exact profile? It's our point guard and our big. What are you going to do with this? And Purdue's just better.
Clemson eating them boys up
And then you
already.
got Houston. If you get there, I don't know. I think Clemson got screwed. I don't
You and
see the
I are
path like you do.
really on opposite sides in this pod, this little pod right here.
It's really just Clemson. You and I are really strongly in opposite beliefs on Clemson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Which,
okay.
which I like Clemson, but I like a lot of teams in their pod too. Who is your bold prediction, or what is your bold prediction in this region?
Oh, I'll stay consistent with yesterday. I think Xavier makes the Sweet 16.
Okay. You actually circled the same thing as me, and this is not reflected in my bracket. Um, but I think both Illinois and Kentucky don't make the Sweet 16. I think somebody upsets one of them early and then wins the round of 32 game.
I was in the sickest place last night trying to find ways that I could pick Troy,
Me too.
but I can't.
I can't either. I can't get there, and I'm going to be really upset with
Yeah,
myself that I
I
didn't.
mean, Greg, I was trying with all, I was looking for names.
Yeah.
I was looking for anything. I can't.
This is exactly what happened last year, by the way. I laid out all the reasons that Oakland should beat Kentucky, and then I picked Kentucky, and everyone was like, "You should have just gone there." I should probably just go there. I should probably just learn it. But for now, it's not reflecting my bracket yet. But my bold prediction is that we won't even get the Illinois Kentucky matchup, and that one of those two will not make this. Both will not make the Sweet 16.
Mm.
Okay, one more region. Let's get to it. To our final region, the West region. What's the matchup that you most want to see?
Oh yeah, this one's easy. St. John's in Arkansas.
So you would rather see Cal versus Patino than Self versus Patino?
Yeah, the Vice Bowl as I'm labeling it.
I think that's the right answer, although Hurley, Florida kind of feels like it deserves to at least be said. But
The only reason I'm not saying that is because I legit think Florida beats UConn by 47 points.
yeah, I hear you. You know the crazy underlying thing in a potential St. John's Arkansas matchup is that Rick Pitino's been shaking so much ass for Mark Pope,
Yeah,
and Cal would have a chance to kind of like throw it right back at him.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. I would like to throw my honorable mention out here though. There's a world where I have to choose between Dane and Derek Queen,
I
and I
know.
just want to be like, take me instead.
I love the idea of that. I thought that as I was filling out my bracket last night too. Like doing a preview with you for that game would be so fun.
I don't know if I could do it.
Be so fun. Okay. Player to watch in this region. If you don't say Dane or Derek Queen, I think I'm going to be upset with you.
It's gonna be Derek Queen. He's
Really?
yeah, Derek Queen's incredible. Um, Also, like I like Maryland's draw too, by the way, to get to a Sweet 16. So I think that, um, yeah, Derek Queen's obviously the one to watch for me, in this region.
I think this is the region I have the most like player to watch potential for
Oh,
because
there's a lot.
Jeremiah Fears should be here. He could go on a crazy run. Neat Clifford from Colorado State is sensational, probably the best mid-major player in the sport right now. You got Tyon Grant Foster at Grand Canyon, a guy who's been here before. You've
Is he
got
still there?
yeah, you got Derek Queen, as you mentioned. He is still there, isn't he?
I don't know if he's still there, G.
I swear he's still there. I swear I watched Grand Canyon this weekend.
Yeah, I mean you could be right.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay, sorry.
I just watched this man play 29 minutes in the win over Utah Valley card. I'm not
All
having
right.
sleep deprivation.
He is 25.
He's still there. Sturts. He could absolutely have a legacy run at Drake. I want to shout Christian Anderson out because I want to see what he's made of in the big lights. He's had some big moments for Texas Tech. And then I think an obvious one here too, Boogie Fland is supposed to be returning for Arkansas. Does that help or hurt Arkansas? I don't know. He was a bright lights guy early in the season. There's so much potential for individuals to swing this entire region. I'm pretty excited for it. Who has Cinderella potential here?
Hmm. Who has Cinderella potential here? I mean, I think metrically you got to go with Colorado State. Like this has been a metrically great team since like the last month and a half, and Nick Clifford is that good, and Nico is that good of a coach too. But the one thing I'll heed here, Nico lets down in March, does he not? Or am I just thinking that just because that Colorado State team with Isaiah Stevens was not able to beat Eli Brooks?
I'm not a Nico guy in general. The narrative is like, oh, he's not great in March. He's 1-2 in March because he never makes it to March usually. He had John Tonji and Isaiah Stevens, and they went 15-18 in the Mountain West. Like, yeah, bad in March. No, maybe just bad that entire season. Look, he's done a great job this year. This past week is awesome. Nick Clifford's great. He's going to Minnesota. Like that's basically being reported. I think Nico's 2 feet out the door.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going with Colorado State, Nick Clifford.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one I think will surprise you. I think UNC Wilmington can beat Texas Tech. And I feel like everyone on earth is in on Texas Tech as like this Final Four potential team. I am too. I think they're good. They aren't playing their best ball right now. They had injury concerns. The last month, this Texas Tech team did not look like they did the month before this. I think UNC Wilmington, if they were the 14 in Kentucky's region, I would pick them right through. If they were the 14 in a lot of other regions, I would pick them right through. I love Donovan Newby. Takeo Siddle is a guy that I genuinely think is going to be a high major coach superstar one day. So, like this is a mid major I want to buy. I think they can get Texas Tech even if it doesn't feel great on the surface.
Yeah, I think even just like as a person who loves Texas Tech, the injury concerns are real on this team. McMillan didn't play in the last game. Darian Williams didn't. JT Toppin was throwing up in trash cans. Like, there's very real concern with that. So, I mean, I think it's given the numbers and then those things I just stated, it's a fair thing to go with UNC Wilmington, especially the fact that they could match up with either Missouri or Drake in the second round. If they get past Texas Tech, I'm picking them to a Sweet 16.
You know what? I just made that change in my bracket. I have UNC Wilmington to the Sweet 16. I've just
No.
made the change live in my bracket right now. I'm in. Okay. Good draw. Who got one?
Mm,
There's an obvious one for me here.
is there?
Uh-huh.
Maybe okay, you go with it then, because there's not enough.
Maryland. Maryland. They draw a Grand Canyon team that I don't think is anything special. If they win, they get Memphis, who is 4 seed lines overseeded, or the Mountain West 5 seed.
Okay, yeah, that is the right choice.
If you are someone who's been running around giving this team a nickname all year, you should be through the roof that you can put this team straight to the Sweet 16. But don't slip up.
I think that's where I go as well.
Don't slip up, Kevin Willard.
That's where I would go as well.
Kevin Willard, Bryce Drew, Penny Hardaway, or Nico Medved will be in a Sweet 16 this year.
What a time.
Crazy. Who got a bad draw here?
Mm, a bad draw. Probably I don't Oklahoma maybe?
That's the one I was going to say, which, like, it's not even like they can be upset about getting a bad draw, but I'd be bummed that I have UConn then Florida potentially.
Yeah. I think that's where I'd go.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything overly angry for draw purposes in this region at all,
Yeah. I
top
feel
to
the same.
bottom. All right, bold prediction. What do you got?
My bold prediction is see this I feel very good about how this like plays out. Don't really know where the boldness will come from in this one, but I guess I'll go with Is it bold to say Texas Tech will make an Elite Eight? That's not even that bold, but that's really all I got. I don't really feel any way about something happening that would be crazy in here.
I have Wilmington in the Sweet 16 as my first bold prediction, but to get more fun than this, I predict Bill Self loses in the first round to Calipari, and then after gives a historic Hall of Fame press conference in which he directly says AJ Storr is the reason the season sucked.
I mean, that's pretty bold.
We're going to see some dudes thrown under the bus by a Hall of Famer, I think. That's my bold prediction here. Okay. That's our West region preview. Hope you enjoyed the region by region breakdown by us today. This was fun. One big thing presented by the NCAA tournament. What do you got?
My one big thing is I'd like to do away with directional region naming.
What would you like to name them?
Something spunky, something fun. Maybe name it after somebody. But I just don't want West, Midwest, South, all that. It's got to be something else.
Okay. I mean, can you propose something? I don't feel like you can just be like, change it and then not give changes.
Well, yeah. Well, what I do is I send it over to the creative director of Sleepers Media, aka you, and you would come up with some great names for this. I don't know. Maybe possibly name it after the most valuable player of the region in the previous year. Um, I don't know. Maybe put it up for sponsorship purposes. Would love if Sleepers could throw their hat in the ring and have Sleepers could have a region. I don't know.
Have a proposal. Two different proposals. Number one is what you just said. You should let anybody sponsor a region. Like anyone on earth can sponsor it. So
Yeah.
like we like the Barbasol region. They're like, and it's just over like the presented by Cheetos. And if you win, you're like bathing in
Yeah.
Cheeto
The
puffs.
Pop Tart region.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be really fun. Um, Here's my other proposal. Are you familiar with the concept of a May Queen?
I'm sorry, what?
A May Queen?
No.
So a May Queen is a traditional figure representing springtime and the coming growing season, often chosen for May Day celebrations in the British Isles and parts of the Commonwealth. I believe this is from one of those Ari Aster movies. I forget what it's called, where they're, you know the one I'm talking about?
The South Korean drama series?
No, there was let me find the movie.
Wait,
Midsommar.
hold. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking up photos. May Queen's got that shit on.
Yeah, basically there's like a big like queen. There's like the big princess, the queen, right? And
Yeah.
like we celebrate that and it's part of like this big festivity thing. I think there should be a March queen. And I think each region should have their own March May queen. And it should be something that every year it's an honor to receive. It's almost like voting someone into the Hall of Fame, but except like, oh, Steph Curry is this region's May Queen, March, whatever you call it. And it's the Steph Curry region, and Steph Curry has to be like the czar of the region and show face at the Elite Eight game and like present people with their trip to the Final Four.
Okay, I really love that.
Kind of fire.
That is kind of fire. Also need somebody to Photoshop my face onto the May Queen thing. She's
That'd be fun.
this bit is crazy.
It's crazy. My one big thing. So I had this thought this morning because I got a text from a random number.
Uh-huh.
Random number, I don't know. It just said your code is 776046. Thank you. And now I've decided I'm gonna do this to people.
Oh.
Like I'm just gonna text people from my number, random numbers. Hey, your code is XY247 Batman symbol. Thank you.
Okay.
Love that.
Couple things. One, don't do that. A lot of phone scams going on nowadays. Two, everyone you text is gonna have your number.
I'm gonna text some numbers that I don't have.
You're just gonna make up numbers, phone numbers, and
Yeah. Yeah, just a little good old fashioned prank.
you're a sicko.
A little hee ha hurry.
You're a sicko.
Just have some fun. Lighten up.
A little hee ha hurry.
I'm a Big Ten champ.
Oh God.
I do what I want.
Respect.
I'm tired.
Are we all?
I'll see you tomorrow.